So today guys, we're talking about a brand new game here on my channel called Prosperous Universe. It is a space economy MMO and it's a very complex game, but once you get the hang of it, it is incredibly fun. So I'm going to start off by showing you some of the things and the features that you get later on in the game, and then I'm going to take you right through the best way to get started and have fun with the game, as it was something that I personally struggled with and I feel like I can be of help to you in this area. So let's jump straight in, take a look at this game, and of course if you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comments section. So as I said, I want to start by talking about a couple of the more advanced features of this game as you progress through. And one of the first things I want to talk about is right here in the top right hand corner of your screen. And this is the fleet, right? So everyone starts with 2 ships in their fleet. So here's my 2 right here. And you can see you get all their different stats, right? You can name them, the cargo, the fuel, all that sort of stuff. Now the fuel is kind of interesting. We get onto the fuel right here. You'll see each ship has 2 different fuel tanks, right? STL and FTL, which is slower than light and faster than light. And this is because sometimes your ships will be traveling immense distances, and for that they will need the faster than light speed travel, which requires the FTL fuel. The STL fuel is for shorter distances, and in particular when you're in a planet's orbit, getting to and from its orbit, because you might land on the planet to go and perhaps pick up resources from a trade station there, or you might have to go from the planet into orbit and then into FTL fuel. So basically it is a complex game, and the fleet are an interesting part of that. One of the most interesting things about them is later on in the game you will be able to make your own ships. So you can make your own ships, you can make them custom, you can buy, there's a whole load of different parts that you need to make each ship, and you build them on your planetary shipyard. So that is one incredibly exciting part of the game that I'm looking forward to getting to myself, and I definitely wanted to flag it with you guys today. The other thing I want to talk about just before we jump into a starting up guide is this right here, this tab right here. This is the commodity exchange right in the middle bottom of the screen. So basically exchanging commodities, right, trading, that is what you're going to be doing a whole lot of throughout the game. And in particular, early on, this is going to be your way of generating an income and making money to buy other resources, to expand your base and get to things like I talked about before with building your own ships. So basically, again, I'm going to come on to exactly how this works. But just to say, like, this game gets incredibly complex. Later on in the game, you can be trading in different currencies. There are a whole range of different products that you might want to be buying and selling. And that's just one, like you see here, we've got this tab, agricultural products. That's all of them. If I go through these different tabs, you see there's all different things here that you might need. Now, these are all used for different things, right? Some of them are used to feed your workers or keep them happy in other ways. Some of them are used to produce other things that you're going to then produce and sell on yourself. So again, very complex. We're going to come into this, but the trading element of the game is fantastic. And if this is your sort of thing, this game is fantastic for that. It has a whole, but it's almost like a stock market. You've got the commodities here, you know, their prices are fluctuating, and you have to look at like the different prices and the change in them in terms of the percentage of what they're worth and that sort of thing, and figure out what you want to produce and what you want to sell. It's a very challenging game to get right and make a good income from. So if that speaks to you, this is definitely the game for you. Okay, so we are going to basically destroy this company right now and start all over again. And I'm doing that for the benefit of you guys, to show you like how you get started in this game, because I found a couple of things a little bit confusing, so I'm going to talk you through those. Also, teaching you this right off the bat, which is basically how to liquidate your company and start over, because you may want to do the same, right? You might want to basically get yourself started, get some, you know, like experience playing the game, learn and, you know, make a few mistakes, learn from those, and then say, okay, now I'm going to start all over again, and this time around I know what I'm doing. So in order to do that, you need to put in a command right here, and the command is this, COLIQ, colic, right? You see there, liquidate your company. That's what it is, company liquidate, right? So we can put that in right there, and let's get this up here. So this is what it now tells you, a little warning or whatever, so you can click there to confirm that you want to do it, and then liquidate. So this is how you start over in the game if you want to do so, which we're going to do together right now. Okay, so this is the screen you're going to get when you start a new company, and if you want to start your own right now, there's a link at the top of my description that you guys can click to take you through to do that. But basically, you've got quite a few options right off the bat. So basically, you see this one here, this package is the fuel engineer. And on the right hand side over here, it does tell you information about this package. Also, you can left click and get to the handbook, and it'll give you even more information, as well as some starting tips and that sort of thing. You also have all of these tabs right here, which gives you sort of ideas on. So this one here, starter buildings. So you can hover over that and it tells you there that's a pioneer habitation. So it recommends you build 2 of those, as well as an extractor and a refinery. And it does the same for like the materials that you're going to be wanting, the consumables and all that sort of stuff. The experts you start with, the cash deposit, all that kind of stuff. And this one here is quite interesting, the current demand, which is low. So the demand for what you'll be producing and stuff. So you might want to think about that. Now you can click through these on the different arrows right here. Have a little read through, and I would say just pick whichever one you think you're going to most enjoy playing with, right? That's the whole point of this whole thing. You just as well be doing that. Now, I quite like the idea of being a bit of a farmer in the game, so I like the carbon farmer one, and that's going to be one I'm picking today. But there's no, like, you don't necessarily have to pick a certain one. Just go with whatever you think you're going to enjoy the most. So once you've decided that, you've got this next tab right here, which is your starting location. So this one right here, it will give you information on all of the different planets. So we're going to click through right now. I'm going to try and find one that makes sense to me, and then I'll explain why we're picking that one and some things that you guys should be looking out for. Okay, so I found this planet right here, and obviously you guys are going to get different planets available to you. But the reason I like this one is there's already water on the planet, as well as some other materials right there. So obviously, as a carbon farmer, I'm looking at my production materials. One of the things I'm going to need is water. Plus, you're going to need water anyway throughout the game, so it's just useful to have a planet with that on. But probably the biggest thing is right at the bottom here. It tells me that the selected planetary system has a commodity exchange. And they say right there, you know, it is generally considered easier to start on a planet that has a commodity exchange. So I highly recommend that you do that. It'll get you into trading straight away, particularly if it's your first go, and you can sort of have a look at how all that works and get used to that. There's also some other good materials here on the planet which might be useful to us later on for different things. And it tells you all the stuff here, right? So you've got the local market and the Chamber of Commerce, warehouse, all that sort of stuff. So basically, I quite like this idea. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to need to select this planet as my starting planet by just like having it left like this, okay? So that is my starting planet. Now we can go to company details, and you can give your company a name. So I'm going to call myself Guys & Co, because I don't know, why not? And then we'll be, for our company code, I guess KKO. Try that one out. And you have to go to the early access disclaimer. This game is early access, so it just gives you the information on that. All you need to do is click there to just confirm that you've read that bit, and then you're ready to hit create and create your company. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself a base set up. And to do that, on the universe map on the left-hand side right here, you'll see you've got this yellow triangle thing right here, which you can scroll in on. If you're not seeing that, make sure that fleet is selected on the right-hand side. But basically, once you see that, you can click the planet there. It'll open up this new buffer right here. There we go. And so this is the sort of planetary system. If we scroll in right here, this is us again with a yellow arrow. And we can click just on the planet there to open up the planet in a new buffer right here. So this is how this is going to look right now. There is our planet in the bottom of the screen. If I right click, I can rotate this around and see all the different free plots and select whichever one I want to build in, all that good stuff. And it gives you all the planetary information here as well. But then all you're going to do is go ahead and hit start base. So there we go. So we've got here the base area, and basically this is now where we're going to select our plot. So once we've found somewhere we like, we can basically look at somewhere like that and hit build base, and it will just give you different information on different plots depending on which one you select. Basically, once you found one that you like, you go ahead and hit build base. There we go. Action succeeded. We have a base. So that is the first thing you're going to want to do to get your base set up. So when you hit view base, you'll get this screen right here. And this is one that you're going to use quite a lot of. So what I recommend that you do is go to the universe map and just hover there and click this button here to create a bit of space there. If you then drag from the blue area here and put this in here, you can have that then as a permanent section on your screen. So then you can constantly be seeing your base, because as I say, it's something you're going to need to do a lot of. So in the base area, you can look at different things, like for example, your workforce, and we can have a look down here, scroll down at all these different workforce possibilities and that sort of thing. And it gives you an overview at the top of your pioneers, settlers, technicians, engineers, and scientists, of which we currently have none. Now, the reason for that is because we need to get ourselves a couple of buildings built, and in particular, we need places for people to come and live in order to be here, and then some buildings in order that we can start producing things to sell, increase our income, and basically get on with playing the game. So to do that, what you want to do is click on the inventory right here, and you'll see right now, this is empty. What you want to do is look at your fleet in the top right, and click on their cargo to open up their cargo, and then you can simply drag and drop, and you can see here you can do 1, half, 10, or all of whatever it is you're dragging. So we're just going to put everything that we have right now over in here. And this is all of the materials that you're going to need to get started. You actually start with everything that you need. And we're going to have a look on both ships and make sure that we have both ships. Everything we need basically is going to be put over into here like this. The rations as well, the hydrocarbon plants, and the water. The only thing I'm going to leave on my ships right now is the fuel. I'm just going to leave that there for now. We can always grab that later if we need it. So now our base has the inventory full of all the stuff that we need. We can go ahead and construct buildings. Now, what you need to do is go on to the Prosperous Universe wiki, and I'll put a link to it down in the description. You need to go there and look at what buildings you specifically need to build for your particular package that you chose at the very start of this when you were deciding sort of which path you were going to go down. So for me, it's recommended that I build 2 farms and 1 incinerator. So if I go to Pioneers, you see we've got a farmstead there, so we can build that. Action succeeded. We can build another one for the 2 farms. Scroll down, and here's our incinerator. We can build that, as we now have 2 farms and an incinerator. It is also recommended that you build these pioneer habitations, level 1. Build 2 of those for people to live in. So we can hit build on all that stuff. Very good. So now we have built all the buildings that we need in order to get started. So now that you have your buildings built, you're going to want to get into doing a bit of production. So here is the production tab that will open up right here. So you can see I've got my farmstead and my incinerator right now, and we can create new orders for these. So when we hit new order right here, this is the screen that you get. And you have a lot of different options to build from here. So we can have a look at all this sort of stuff. And it all gives you different time that it's going to take in order to build. And this is why I say it's quite useful to be a game that you kind of log in, you get some stuff done in the morning, perhaps go and do your day at work or school or whatever you're doing, come back, and then you got all this stuff waiting for you, and you can start it again. Similarly, before you go to bed at night time, you can get some stuff being made. So what I'm going to do right now is just go for this basic one right here. We're going to turn H2O into BEA, protein-rich beans. Now you can see at the moment I've got 1 as my order size. I could click 20, but that's going to take 5 days and 17 hours then. It basically multiplies it. I'm just going to do 1 for now, but I'm just showing you guys that you are able to do that. Basically though, once you've selected what you want to build or produce, you can hit queue order, and that'll show up over here on the left-hand side. It's now queued and 0% done, but it's being worked on. Then we could add something else if we wanted to. So again, they've all got the same times and stuff, things you want to build. But if I want to do perhaps these beans this time, where I'm turning 6 into 4, again, you hit queue order and it will go up there. Now, if I were to go and select something else here now and hit queue order again, it goes down into here, just underneath all this stuff. So you can go to the details of this, and basically once something's been started to be worked on, you can't cancel it. But while it's still queued, you can hit cancel if you want to change your mind and do something different. Similarly, we're going to do the same with the incinerator, hit new order, see what is available to us and what we want to produce. These are slightly longer times to produce them. But once we've got that, we're going to queue that order and get things there being produced. And that's basically the start of us producing things in the game, which will be, as I say, things we'll either need or things we're going to sell. So today was a quick introduction to this game, and thank you to Prosperous Universe for sponsoring me to do this video. In terms of getting into the more detailed stuff, the best resource for you is definitely these transmissions down in the bottom right here, as you see right there. The videos on this game are very in-depth and will take you through everything that you need to know in order to learn the game. Today I just wanted to provide a bit of an overview of this game, about what it actually is and how to get into it and get set up. I mean, once your base is built, from there there's different directions you can go in terms of trading and stuff, and so I think the best thing is to look at what is specifically available for you, and as I say, these transmissions are a fantastic resource for that, as is the wiki, which is a link in the description. Again, if you want to play this game, the link to that will be in the description also. But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.